New year, new me. Unfortunately, that's not enough to get you into your desired reality. You actually need a new frequency. But I'm not a rapper though. Have you ever seen that video? Super hot fire, but I'm not a rapper.
Oh, yeah.
Anyways, unfortunately, most people's New Year's resolutions don't tend to stick, and they don't tend to stick because you're operating from the wrong plane of existence. So long as you continue to operate like a human instead of a god, then you're going to be trapped within the confinements of this third dimensional realm. You actually need to know how to break away from the 90%, because chances are you're somebody who's done New Year's resolutions multiple times. Maybe it's losing weight, maybe it's getting your money right, maybe it's getting your head right. It doesn't matter. But it never seems to stick. And in this video, I'm going to explain why it never sticks and why it will never stick for many people. The causal factors that actually will alter your reality, because as I said, in order for you to enter your desired reality, you need to transcend the confinements of these third dimensional realm illusions, which you don't realize you've actually been playing into. And then what else are we going to do in this video? Fuck it, we'll see. Who knows? As you can see, this will be you at the end of the video. And this has been you every other year. You can see bro's got his hands on his head.
He's dancing.
And then this guy's on his knees. You know what I'm saying? Pause. But yeah.
He's not on his knees.
He's definitely on his knees.
His knees are in the air.
No. That's propaganda. That's propaganda. That was probably one of my best drawings that I've ever done here. I'm really getting better, don't you think?
If they knew how long it took you to draw that,
takes about as long as the videos.
they wouldn't believe me.
Guys, if you really do want to make 2025 the year where you enter your desired reality, then you gotta move different. As I said, the whole reason why new year, new me doesn't work is because when you say new me, what you're talking about is a new version of you that's still trapped within the confinements of this third dimensional realm. You haven't yet changed what actually makes a difference in reality, because, in fact, I'm getting too excited. Relax, I'm gonna get some. All right, cool. So let's start off with just a simple fact. And the simple fact of the matter is that 90% of people, probably even more, fail to maintain their New Year's resolution. And it's because they're making a very deadly mistake. And as I always say, spirituality without the ability to control your reality is vanity. The only thing you should be focused on doing in this year ain't fucking lizards, nigga, and conspiracies. It should really just be you getting into your desired reality. It's not about recording yourself, feet on the grass, say that you're grounded, and all this other extra shit that niggas do that don't actually contribute to entering your desired reality, because that, I don't understand. Everything else is vanity. The mistake that majority of people make is to operate from the wrong plane of existence. And what I mean by that is this. When it comes down to altering your reality, the biggest mistake that people make without realizing it is that they focus on one thing, and that's action. Now, at first glance, you're probably thinking, action? Are you supposed to take action? Not necessarily. You have to understand, anytime we're talking about action, we're talking about reality. And what I mean by that is this. In order for you to take action, action is a physical thing. And there's 3 planes of existence. All successful manifestation requires alignment across all 3 planes of existence. The mistake that 90% make is to prioritize simply one plane of existence. Anybody that ever struggles to maintain their New Year's resolutions or enter or maintain their frequency, they make the mistake of operating solely from the physical plane and negating the fact that there's 3 planes of existence. Hence why anytime you see spiritual niggas that give you this idea that you don't have to take action and you can just sit there and it will come to you, it's just not how things work, because you're going against the very essence of your being, because you are comprised across 3 planes of existence: mental plane, physical plane, spiritual plane. The God the Father, God the Son, God the Holy Spirit, mind, body, soul, mind, body, spirit. It's the same 3 triune nature that you have to align with if you want to enter your desired reality. Now, does that mean that taking action is going to be difficult? No. I'll actually explain to you why it ends up being very difficult for people who, let's say, try to get their money right, they try to go to the gym. As I said, the biggest mistake as to why people struggle to enter their desired reality is because they're operating from one plane of existence and one plane of existence only. And in fact, they're actually operating from the plane of existence that by the time that you see it, it's too late. Now, Let me explain what I mean.
You know, some people get real creative. How can someone say, sometimes I think Nero is a gangster / rapper who kidnapped a spiritual guy in his basement, and he scares him by shape-shifting into his reptile skin, takes all the information, then shape-shifts back to human form, and blesses us with the wisdom, no Diddy, and AJ tortures the trapped guy with baby oil, forcing him to say that Drake and Flash are the best.
Yo, what's his name? He's exposing us. We gotta find him and shut his shit down.
I'm gonna block him.
Bro, I keep saying we need to start banning niggas from this channel. That is crazy. He says, what with baby oil?
Hey, don't focus on my part. Let's focus on the reptilian skin.
Take me on a trip I'd like to go someday. Take me to New York, I'd love to see LA. I really want to come kick it with you. Okay. So, as I said, just to reiterate some important points. Cool. Most people struggle to maintain their New Year's resolutions and actually change their realities, because really and truly, your New Year's resolution should actually lead to a change in your reality. That's the whole point people do them, and actually transform your reality. It shouldn't be some phase that it goes in and out, in and out, in and out, as it has been. But don't worry, relax, you're gonna get some. I'm going to explain how exactly you can actually make God be the one that makes you keep your New Year's resolutions. Because if we see like this, as I said, the big mistake that people make is to operate like a human. And what I mean by that is that being a human inherently means that you're trapped within this third dimensional realm. And anytime you're trapped within this, well, trapped into operation from this third dimensional realm. You're trapped into an illusion. An illusion is something that appears to be other than what it is, which is a trap. You need to begin to operate from your God self. On my knees, I'm on my knees all the time, man, pause. You need to begin to operate from your God self, which transcends the illusion, transcends what mistakes that you're currently making. You need to be above it. And the first thing that you need to do is to come to a truth about the true causal nature of reality. Here's the mistake that people keep making. The mistake that people keep making, whether they realize it or not, is to attempt to change an effect by changing an effect. What do you mean by that, Nero? I'll explain. I'll not only explain that, but I'll also explain the chain of events that actually leads to the materialization of your desired reality, because you need to understand the series of events that unfold on a multi-dimensional level that actually lead up to the materialization of your reality. Because until you have the ability to reverse engineer the chain of events that leads to the materialization of your reality, you won't actually have the ability to change your reality. So it's important that we take it step by step. So just hold your horses there, mate. Hold your horses. Okay, so like I said, the mistake that people keep making by using one plane of existence, the plane of existence that people are mainly using is the physical plane. The ego falls into a very dangerous trick, and you need to be aware of this trick. And this is it. Anytime that we want to change reality on a physical level, so let's say I want a haircut, for example, or I want to brush my teeth, or I want to eat food. What we do as human beings is to take action. So what ends up happening is that action becomes tied to what we determine to be result in our head. So most people think in order for me to get a particular result, let's say I want to lose a certain amount of weight, I want to make a certain amount of money, they think I need to take the action to do that. But that's the trick of the ego. You need to understand the multi-dimensional sequence of events that lead to the unfoldment of reality. When I say multi-dimensional, I mean across all three planes of existence. What a lot of people do is to use one plane of existence, and that being the physical plane. The physical plane is where we operate, and the mistake that our ego falls into, or the illusion that our ego falls into, is to think, if I want to get a result, because this is what we're so used to doing. Think about it. Whenever you're hungry, you think, oh, let me go cook some food, or let me order some food. Or if I'm thirsty, let me take a drink. This is just what we do on a day-to-day basis. If I want to write something on a board, I'm taking the physical action to write a board. And our ego ends up falling into a mistake of intertwining action and result. So to get a result, we think we must take action. But anything that we do within the physical plane, you have to understand that the physical plane is an effect. Now, please stop and let that marinate. How the fuck does it make sense to change an effect by changing an effect? That doesn't make any sense at all. I'm going to change an effect by changing an effect. That doesn't make any sense at all. But this is what we do because our ego tricks us into the illusion of intertwining action and result, because this is what we're used to doing, without realizing that if reality is just an effect, then effects can't exist without causes, and causes can't exist without effects. So where is the cause? But the idea, and this is what the Bible talks about when we begin to esoterically look at the definitions of what people conceptualize as false gods. To make anything a false god is to give reality causality. That's a bar, write that down. To make anything a false god is to give reality causality. And what I mean by that is to attribute something in reality, because reality is an illusion, remember. This is what the devil represents, being trapped within the illusion of this third dimensional realm and operating from a false lens. The whole point of you actually changing your reality this year is only going to come through you operating through your God eyesight. Did I say that right? God sight? God eyes? Fuck it. God eye, God sight, whatever you want to say it. And what I mean by that is that's simply your perspective to take a higher frequency perspective across reality. And when I say high frequency, please don't think I'm talking about you getting on a particular diet and all of this and you not listening to fucking Future or whatever you might conceptualize as low frequency and high frequency. Frequency is nothing more than an energetic vibration, an energetic signature that has been continuously repeated and gained momentum, that expresses itself in us as human beings through our level of awareness. So to have a high frequency is to have a high level of awareness. To have a high level of awareness is to have a high level of awareness above the illusions that reality presents. One of them being that reality, the third dimensional realm, is a cause. Because I kid you not, most people in this world think in order for me to change my reality, I need to take some type of physical action. And that's it. But no. And pay very close attention to what I'm about to say. You can't out-hustle your frequency. You can't out-hustle your state of consciousness. You can't out-hustle your state of mind. Impossible. And this is the mistake that we attempt to do when we try to take on these New Year's resolutions. That's what we try to do. Now, to the point that I'm saying, reality is not causality. That's the mistake that we often make. Mind is causality. The mind is the cause. And this right here is the very essence of why people actually never get to change their New Year's resolutions. You included, nigga, until you actually start taking these notes, and make sure you leave them down in the comments. The biggest mistake as to why people actually don't have the capability of maintaining their New Year's resolutions because they're trying to out-hustle their state of mind. And I'll give you an example. I'll give you an example right now. AJ, how was your New Year's anyways?
New Year's, I was drinking.
Me
Captain
too.
Morgan. Spice rum.
Spice rum.
So good, bro. It's so
Bro.
good.
Guys,
And I had a Magnum.
a Maggie.
Yeah.
Guys, I kid you not. I had a 2-day hangover. I don't know how. This has never happened to me in my life at all. Bro, I was in the club, innit? Sorry for the spiritual niggas. I was in the club on New Year's. We got a B for a section, whatever you like call it. Bro, we must have cleared like 20 bowls.
That's insane.
And you know when it's bad? You know when it's bad when you're drinking and you can't even taste alcohol anymore. It just tastes like water. Bro, That hangover had me begging my body for forgiveness. I was literally like, bro, I'm so sorry, man. I'm so sorry. Guys, if you guys have any hangover remedies, please. I tried everything. I tried jugging water, fam. My stomach was just bare full. Just full of water. Oh, yeah. What a time.
That was great.
What a time. Anyways, I'll give you 2 examples. The most common examples that I'm aware of when it comes to New Year's resolutions. Actually, let me use a new color. You can see I'm spoiling you guys. I've got some new colors. We'll start off with the most simple example. The individual, and in fact, perfect. Let me do it like this. Let me do it like this. Hopefully that's the middle. Perfect. So, understand, cause and effect. Every cause must have an effect, and every effect must have a cause. Cause and effect are always intertwined, they're always one. Please write that down. Cause and effect are always one. It's inescapable for your cause to lead to a different effect, and it's inescapable for your effect to lead to a different cause. They're always directly going to be intertwined and one. So, if somebody, for example, is unfit mentally, because understand, the mind is the causal realm. What you don't realize is that this 3rd dimensional realm that we operate in, this physical plane, this world that we live in, is first preceded by an internal world that is exactly like it. I need you to really imagine that. And that place is all inside your head. And you need to begin to extrapolate this down to the smallest of things in your mind. You have to be extremely conscious about the things that you entertain mentally. And I say this from a point of thoughts, especially the ones that are emotionally charged, because emotion adds a different vibration to a thought, leading to its increased likelihood in the materialization of that thought down from, let's say, the mental plane down to the physical plane, because this is the chain of events. So if somebody is unfit in the realm of cause, they cannot be fit in the realm of effect. Bear in mind, when we say effect, we're talking about reality, where you're watching this right now, where you want to make those changes. And it's important you begin to kind of create this little table right here, because it makes things so simple, and simplicity is the highest form of sophistication, as Leonardo da Vinci said. This don't make no sense. And this is exactly the mistake that people attempt to make. People think I can be unfit mentally, unhealthy mentally. In your head, you're just thinking about a Big Mac. You're just thinking, yeah, I could really
smash burger.
Yeah, could really fuck up a smash burger right now. Yeah. But then you try to take the physical act of, let's say, going to the gym. No. Pay attention to what I said. You cannot outwork your state of mind. You cannot outgrind your state of consciousness. You cannot outrun your frequency. Whatever is in the realm of cause will, and this is inescapable. I can't emphasize this enough. Will be printed into the realm of effect, which is what we consider to be reality. So I'll give you another one. Let's say somebody is broke. And we've all tried this. Niggas try to read Rich Dad, Poor Dad. Niggas try to save their money without changing our state of consciousness, being one in a particular state of consciousness of poverty. That can only lead to the effect, no matter what you do. And this is why sometimes it feels like we're just trapped. This is why sometimes it feels like we just can't escape ourselves. Everybody has started a New Year's resolution. You know, mine was to not drink. And I went drunk into New Year's. So everybody starts a New Year's resolution. That may be to lose weight, that may be to get money, maybe to get a particular partner. Everybody simply focuses on one plane of existence. And ironically, the plane of existence that they actually focus on is the effect. And you can't change an effect by changing an effect. It's not gonna work if you have a particular state of consciousness where you're unfit in the mind, in your internal world. You're entertaining thoughts that reflect. And bear in mind, this could be thoughts that reflect directly your state of consciousness, thoughts that imply your state of consciousness, and thoughts that resonate with your state of consciousness. An unfit mind will lead to you being unfit in reality. You being broke mentally, doesn't matter how many fucking Rich Dad, Poor Dads you read, gang, it's not gonna work. and I say this from experience, you can't outrun the course. You can't. And this is where most people focus. Most people focus on here. But by the time you're seeing it, it's already said and done. It's already done. It's game over. And I'll give you the multi-dimensional chain of events that actually lead to the materialization of reality so you can better understand. And don't worry, I'm explaining to you how you can actually have the universe maintain your frequency, maintain your New Year's resolutions. Just relax, you're gonna get some. But it's important that I show you the mistakes that most people, including yourself, has made, including myself.
So when you gonna watch Interstellar, bro?
Well, I don't know. I'll probably watch it sometime this weekend.
Good. Absolute cinema, that is.
I don't know, man.
You'll see.
The film is 3 hours as well. The only 3-hour films I rate is Avatar.
But I said the Marvel films are 3 hours, bro.
Depends which ones.
Especially Batman.
Batman is not Marvel.
I know Batman's not Marvel, but I'm saying.
So why did you say one after another?
Come on, bro.
You told me to come, bro.
Of course I did. Is that what you wanted to hear?
AJ, stop flirting with me, please.
Bro.
I need to report this nigga to HR. So you have to understand the chain of events, I say, that lead to the materialization of reality. And once you see these chain of events, you're now going to have the ability to reverse engineer them, because by the time we experience reality, it is so far down the chain of events that any attempt to change reality via changing reality means you're already fucking with something that has been long set in motion. And I need you to understand that this third dimensional realm, your world, your universe, your reality that you experience, the conditions, circumstances, events, and even the people you meet, extrapolate this to all of them. By the time that you encounter them and you experience them, this is a delayed state of consciousness materializing. I repeat, this is a delayed state of consciousness materializing. But understand, the true definition of manifestation is internally shifting to a degree to which you're no longer emotionally dependent upon seeing reality change. So really and truly, we're going to get you into a particular state of consciousness by the end of this video. That means you won't have to see reality change, because as it says in the Bible, John 3:27, a man can receive nothing unless it is first given to him from heaven, which is the particular state of consciousness where there is no worry, there is no desire, and there's no particular degree of scarcity, worry, or insecurity. And that's the true embodiment of manifestation. Hence why Jesus said in Matthew 6:33, seek ye first the kingdom, and then righteousness, and all these things shall be added unto you. Seek ye first the kingdom. Bear in mind, it also says in the Bible that the true temple of God was not built with hands. Understand what that is in Corinthians. It says that you are the dwelling place of God. But understand, these are the chain of events. So in order for you to experience reality, you take a particular degree of action. Something that precedes action, the thing that comes before action, is the things that you're compelled to do. Sometimes you'll be driving home from work and you'll say, oh, take a left this time, don't go down that route. Oh, let me change this on my website. Let me reach out to this person. You know, let me go out today. Let me go do this. Let me go see this person today. There's this kind of voice in our head that compels us to do things. The things that we're compelled to do is preceded by our intuition. And our intuition is preceded by frequency. Now, to simplify what I mean when I say frequency, you can think about frequency like a unique code. When you order something online, it taps into a unique code that lines up with that particular item, which then corresponds to a particular item in a physical warehouse or storage unit, and then they send it out. It's the same thing with realities. So a reality where you are fit has a unique product code. If you type in that product code, the universe will give you, it has no choice but to give you that. Understand, this is spiritual science, which means that you need to have a certain degree of confidence when we're doing the stuff that we're doing here. You can't be commenting under my shit asking, oh, Nero, is this gonna da 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 da? No, understand, this is a science. So if you do what you're supposed to do, it will give you that result. You need to have that particular degree of confidence in you, because understand what I'm about to say, because this is a boss, so write this down. More importantly than what you do is the conviction in what you're doing. I repeat, more important than what you do is the conviction in that what you're doing is working and it is right. Because belief is the simplest form of magic. Niggas want to talk about witchcraft. Witchcraft, the simplest form of witchcraft is belief. There's people out here making double the waves you are with less your talent, less than half of your talent, all because they believe in themselves. Because the thing about belief is that belief begins to transcend what we conceptualize as logic. People like to categorize themselves as realistic or logical or rational and so on and so forth, which is cool. But what you're deeming yourself to be, well, what you're basing yourself to be off is a realm of illusion. It's 0.0035% because that's all we can see. Because we see through a process called refraction. Refraction is visible light bouncing off surfaces, and visible light is a tiny portion of the entirety of the electromagnetic spectrum from infrared to ultraviolet, so on and so forth. So for you to be a realistic person, you're deeming your potentiality off 0.0035%, which is what you can see, instead of the other, I believe, 99.9965% of what is unseen. And that unseen is where we're going into here, the realm of the mind, the frequency. So you can think about it like that. And the elements that comprise frequency, just for simplicity, what makes up your frequency? It's your beliefs. It's your emotionally charged thoughts. It is what you're focusing on. It is what you believe aligns with your identity. I feel like something is missing here. AJ, what's missing here?
Beliefs, emotionally charged thoughts, focus, identity. I don't know.
And emotions / needs. And you know, let me put conviction in there too, confidence. Perfect. So, and let's look at the mistake a lot of people make, because as I said, I kind of showed you the table split in half between cause and effect, and understand whatever your cause is will lead to that effect, and you cannot experience a different effect until you first experience a different cause. That's a borrow that down. These are the chain of events. So let's go back to our two examples of the person that goes to the gym. So let's say you're somebody who's unhealthy and you want to get in shape or whatever. If your frequency is calibrated to be resonant with somebody who is unhealthy and unfit, then understand this is what's unconsciously happening on a multidimensional level, leading up to a reality where you, my friend, are unfit. And hence why I said we need to understand the chain of events that lead to the materialization of reality so we can reverse engineer it. So let's say you're unfit and you're unhealthy. That means your intuition will be calibrated to only give you the intuition that is resonant and directly equivalent to you being unfit, which means you're then compelled to do things that keep you unfit and unhealthy, which then means you end up leading to take actions that maintain you being unfit and unhealthy. So hence why the biggest difficulty that you're ever going to have in this reality is to attempt to take action out of a state of consciousness that you're in complete contradiction to. You want to take the physical action of going to the gym and getting in shape. Mentally, you're unfit and you're overweight mentally, because understand, before anything exists physically, it first exists vibrationally, and that's a combination of mentally and spiritually. That's a borrow that down. So then when New Year's hits, you're in the gym for the first week. You're like, yeah, I'm in the gym. You might even be in there for the first 2 weeks. You're like, yeah, I'm in the gym for the first 2 weeks. I'm going to lose this weight. I'm going to lose this weight. Lo and behold, nigga, you ain't changed your frequency. You haven't changed your mind, which means you haven't altered the realm of cause. And if you haven't altered the realm of cause, what you're attempting to do is to out hustle your frequency. So then you think to yourself, hey, I'm going to go to the gym 5 days a week. Nigga, it rains once and you're like, it's raining outside. It's gonna be hard. It's raining outside. I want to get to the gym. Or for whatever reason, it's 5 p.m., 6 p.m. You're like, oof. It's 6 p.m. The gym's going to be full right now. There's going to be no machines. I'm not going to be able to work out. Lo and behold, the things that you're compelled to do, that little whisper in your head, that voice that always talks you out of your desired reality, is always coming from the wrong frequency. That's a bar that down. What did I just say?
That voice in your head. Is that something coming from the wrong frequency? No? Huh? What are
you gonna do with them, guys? That voice in your head that always leads you towards a wrong reality can only exist because you're in the wrong frequency.
Nigga made it sound like I was far off. Get this nigga out of here.
Best believe it or not, anybody that's in a particular state of consciousness where let's say that they are, let me change colors. Let's say that we have somebody who is fit, somebody who is healthy, then understand that their intuition is going to calibrate them to receive intuition. Bear in mind, intuition is comprised of two words: inner, tuition, teaching, guidance. Inner tuition, inner teaching, inner guidance. Their intuition is going to be reflective of somebody who's healthy, which means the things that they're going to be compelled to do are going to be things that only resonate, reflect, and imply a particular degree of fitness and healthiness. Then that means taking action for them is going to be so easy. There's some people that just love going to the gym. They're like, love going to the gym. See them niggas, I'm like, what? Like, they love it. But that's because they're preceded, that voice in their head is leading them towards a right reality because they're in a right frequency. Which then leads to them taking action of being fit, which then leads to materialization of a reality where they are fit.
Looks like you spelled something else other than fit there, mate.
What do you think that says? What do you think that
I'll leave that for the viewers.
What do you think that says? I see.
Yeah.
Well, there you go. And please extrapolate this to whatever your desired reality is, because this, I'm giving you the most basic examples of what typically people base New Year's resolutions around: health and money typically. So let's look at one for money. Because the more we do this, the more you're going to gain an idea. Because here's the thing, now we can reverse engineer. And when you can reverse engineer, this is how you begin to alter your reality. Because now it's not about focusing on down the stream. Because by the time it gets there, it's already set in motion. And please, I can't emphasize this enough. Whatever your desired reality is, please write out these chain of events and follow it from the top. Because your frequency is the biggest domino of your reality. It is the domino that everything must fall under. Action will get smacked by frequency every single time, just like this.
Good.
What do you mean by it? What do you mean by What do you mean by that?
Huh?
I'm making clapping noises and you're saying
This is why they accuse us, bro.
It's your fault.
Me?
It's your fault. Now, like I said, this can be whatever your particular desired reality is. Let's use the example of, let's say somebody who's broke and you want to make a certain amount of money this year, and you struggle to do things that financially literate people, air quotes, tell you to do, such as, you know, whether it be saving, investing, you know, just not being a nigga with your money, basically. Let's say your frequency is that of being broke. That means your intuition, the things that you're going to be naturally guided and compelled to do, is only going to reflect and resonate with things that compel you to do broke shit. And when you do that, you're only going to be able to take action that keeps you broke, such as spending money that you don't even have before it's come in. You know when you're supposed to get money coming in, it hasn't landed yet, but you're just gonna spend it. It doesn't come. And please, then you end up in a particular reality based upon the action, because you have to understand that action is very important. But more importantly than action is right action, and I can't emphasize that enough. A lot of people solely focus on action. That's what 90% do, but they focus on right action in a wrong frequency. Please, wrong frequency and right action will always lead to a wrong reality, because your frequency is more powerful than action. Let me write that down. Frequency is more powerful than action. That's not to say that action is unimportant, because I'm not one of them spiritual niggas that are going to lie to you and allow you to be lazy to some degree, because they're doing nothing more than quite literally telling you what an aspect of you wants to hear. And a lazy particular state of consciousness is always going to lead to a reality that reflects laziness. We're not here to do that. We're here to be optimal across all three planes of existence and master all three planes of existence. Now, frequency is more important than action, but that doesn't mean action is unimportant. Right frequency right action, right reality. But right action can only be right action if it is born out of right frequency. So let's say you wanted to get into a particular state of abundance now, and you want to either get promoted at your job, get more clients for your business, have somebody spoil you, whatever it may be. Let's say you get into a particular frequency of abundance. I'm running out of space here. In fact, let me just clean up.
That green pen is really nice.
It's nice, isn't it?
Yeah. Now, sometimes you made that board a bit too wet.
Wow. I never heard of anything being too wet a problem.
No comments.
And guys, I should really let you guys know that this is one of the first things that I show to my clients when they hire me. We go through the chain of events so they can understand how the materialization of their reality is going to be once we begin to change things, because a lot of people don't understand this chain of events, and because they don't understand this chain of events, they can't reverse engineer and go backwards. Because if you want to change your reality, then you need to think about your action you're taking. Action you're taking is based upon the things you're compelled to do. Are you being compelled to do things that are contradictory and in opposition to your desired reality? If so, that means your intuition is coming from a wrong place. And if your intuition is coming from a wrong place, that means your frequency is in the wrong place. And if your frequency is synonymous with mind, imagination, consciousness, which is the causal realm of reality, then every cause must lead to an effect. And that effect will be you being trapped in a particular condition of reality where it seems like you can't break out of for whatever reason. And I wish more people knew about this, because like, especially growing up, you know, seeing family members go through the same cycles of trying their absolute best to work as hard as possible to change their reality, you know, seeing my mom and my auntie go through that, so on and so forth. And, you know, when we look at things multidimensionally across multiple chain of events, it begins to make sense. You know, wrong frequency will always lead to a wrong reality, no matter how hard you try it. But a lot of our people especially work themselves to the bone and quite literally burn up all the energy that they have until they're completely depleted, without realizing that, you know, the action that they were taking was coming from the wrong place. Now, let's say let me change colors. Let's say you want a particular degree of abundance or wealth. First thing I'll tell you that wealth isn't a particular number. Wealth isn't a number. You can ask somebody what's the abundant amount of money and they'll say a completely different number. It's because wealth is a particular state of consciousness where you're free from worry, you're free from desire, and you have nothing but internal security. That, and you have more than enough. That's the true embodiment of wealth. And that begins in a state of consciousness, because if you want to experience wealth physically, then you first must be wealth mentally, vibrationally, spiritually. And the way you do that is by entering a frequency that resonates with a particular degree of wealth. So the first thing that you need to do if you want a particular degree of abundance, and I can make a whole video on this, but for 2025, one thing that you need to hold, which you've never probably held, you've probably been taught to hold the opposite because it's just something that comes so easy to us, is the idea that I have more than enough. It's not until you mentally can accept the idea that you have more than enough and you accompany that particular thought, that particular belief with the emotions of security, overjoy, peace, satisfaction. If you want that, then you must enter that frequency wise, and then that intuition, you'll be given the intuition of somebody who's abundant and wealthy. Then all of a sudden your mind will start telling you to do certain things that you've never even done before. Watch this video, click this, see this, do this, change this, get this, buy this, study this, read this, do this, talk to this person. That means the things that you'll be compelled to do is going to be calibrated and directly intertwined to a particular state of consciousness of abundance and wealth. That means the actions that you're going to take is going to be much easier. So when you attempt to do certain actions that you may have tried to do before, it's just going to fall into place, and it's not going to be resistant. Because any particular time that you're feeling this kind of resistance or struggle when you're taking action is because you're not in the right frequency. If going to the gym feels like a struggle, then that's because you're not in the right frequency, you're not in the right state of mind. Because ask anybody who goes to the gym, anybody who's in the right state of mind that loves going to the gym, they love going to the gym. You can't stop them from going to the gym. It's the same thing whenever I come across wealthy people. They love saving, they love investing, and it's because it's the state of consciousness. Then, based upon the action, they will then enter a reality that begins to reflect a particular degree of abundance and wealth. And as I said, these are the most two basic New Year's resolutions. Please extrapolate this to whatever it is. So if it's to be in a particular, let's say, successful relationship, then all you'd have to do is get into a frequency that resonates that through entering their particular beliefs, the emotionally charged thoughts, focusing on the aspects of polarity of reality that shows that you're in a successful relationship, embodying that identity and being in a state of, let's say, a mental attitude or a mood, or the conviction that you have that will lead to that intuition being calibrated to that will lead to you being compelled to do natural things, and then that will lead to a particular state of action, and that will lead to a reality. And this is inescapable.
Someone said, since Nero appeared, I'm seeing people all over social media all of a sudden teaching what he's teaching without giving credit. This man is silently revolutionizing the spiritual space. These spaces will never be the same again. And hopefully people figure out who's responsible. Full stop. Fire emoji.
That's real. That's real. That is real.
Someone said you need to drop a hoodie.
Yeah, people keep asking for merch, but I told them the merch that I own is the space that we take up in their minds. You feel me? Before I tell you how to actually have God maintain your New Year's resolutions, there's another mistake that just came to the top of my head that a lot of people make. And chances are you're making this mistake, and the fact that you're making this mistake is actually what's repelling your reality from you. So please lock into what I'm about to say. A lot of people have this particular preconceived notion of good things take time. A lot of people, when it comes to their New Year's resolutions, they're under the particular idea of, oh, this year I will get into shape. Oh, this year I'm going to be X amount of money. My point being, they're all future projections. And so long as you're adhering to the concept of the future, then that means you're adhering to the concept of the past, which means you're adhering to the illusion of time, because time doesn't exist outside of this third dimensional realm. Any type of manifestation that you do requires you to transcend this third dimensional realm and go outside of it. But so long as you're confined by time, that means you're operating within it. And so long as you're operating within it, then you're trapped by an illusion. And an illusion is a trap. Good things don't make time, you make time. I should write that down. Good things don't make time, you take time. And what do I mean by that? Anytime somebody has this particular projection into the future of, oh, this year I'm going to be this year I'm going to be this year I will be this year I'll get here, what you're doing without realizing is creating the illusion of time, which is actually repelling you from your desired reality. What you actually need to do is step into the truth of reality and see reality from your God's eye view. And the God's eye view says outside of this third dimensional realm, which is exactly where you need to go if you want to materialize your desired reality, there is no fucking time. So every time you say, I will be, you're saying to the universe that currently I am not. So then you can only have what you already have. So then the universe continues to give you more of that, which is, I am not. I will be in shape this year. What are you saying? Exactly. I am not in shape now. I'm going to make X amount of money this year. What are you saying? I'm not now. And the now is the only time that exists outside this third dimensional realm, because outside of this third dimensional realm, the time doesn't exist. Even if you look at the nature of time, if you look at a clock, what's the shape of a clock? A clock is circular, because time is cyclical outside of this third dimensional realm, as opposed to what we've been taught it to be, which is linear. And as I said, in order for you to materialize your desired reality, you need to transcend this third dimensional realm and begin to operate from the truest aspect of who you are, which is God. Materialized, of course, in this third dimensional realm. Hence why there is no I will be, there is no I'm going to be, because the idea that good things take time comes from a misunderstanding of what the true definition of manifestation is. The true definition of manifestation is internally shifting to a degree to which you're no longer emotionally dependent upon seeing reality change fucking now. But so long as you're saying I will be, I will be, I will be, you're projecting reality into a future that doesn't exist. And because you're projecting reality or your desired reality into a future that doesn't exist, you end up projecting your reality, your desired reality away from you. So it runs away from you like this. So, how do I make my New Year's resolution stick, Nero? It's all right, you're gonna get some. Zip up your pants, keep it in your pants. I can't emphasize how important that chain of events are. I really can't. Like, it's one of the first things I show to all my clients. By the way, if you're an entrepreneur who's stuck at a revenue ceiling and you want to break out and 2 to 5 extra revenue in the next 7 weeks, then link in the description. You know, one of my clients, Josh, I remember him literally this time last year actually, was stuck at 15K per month for like 8 months. And in 2 months, he got to 30K without making any business changes. And one of the things that I showed him was that chain of events that I showed you. Niggas are always like, why do you show us the stuff that your clients pay for? Look, I like you niggas. So, what color should I use? First thing that you have to do, Aaron, Pierre, that's Mufasa. Yeah, Pierre, that's Mufasa. You don't know what that is, it? You don't know.
Of course I do, bro.
You seen it?
Yeah.
Nightmare. Here's the 3 things you need to do if you actually want to make your New Year's resolution stick. First things first, you need to prioritize entering your desired reality mentally before you start taking action physically. Because everybody does it backwards. Everybody thinks I'm going to... What are you looking at? What's wrong?
Just read it, bro.
No, but you're looking at it like something's wrong.
No.
This guy. You make me self-conscious now.
I just haven't seen this before.
Make me self-conscious now.
It's okay. Keep going. You're doing a good job.
Don't ever say that to me. Don't ever say that to me again. You need to prioritize entering your desired reality mentally before taking action physically. As I said, everybody does it backwards. Everybody thinks, I want to get into my desired reality. Let me take action first. No, you actually need to spend time allowing it to marinate in your state of consciousness by first claiming your state of consciousness, whatever it is now. So if you want to be somebody who's fit, the first thing that you need to do is to start thinking things that fit people think and combining with a particular degree of emotion, because emotion and emotionally charged thoughts are the only thoughts that create a reality. Not all thoughts are equal. Don't listen to them spiritual niggas that tell you thoughts create reality. That is not the case. You first need to claim it now and pay attention to that last word, now, not projecting it into the future. You need to claim, I'm so happy that I'm fit right now. I knew I was going to be in shape. This is the best shape I've ever been in. Extrapolate this, whatever it is. If it's money, oh, I knew I was going to hit this amount of money. I already knew I was going to hit this amount of money. I can't believe I made it here already, whatever it may be. Because the moment you do that, then you actually begin to alter reality on the highest plane of existence, altering the sequence of events that lead to the materialization of your reality. You're pushing the big domino first instead of worrying about the little ones. As people say all the time, don't major in minors. Now, and the final thing, take action while embodying.
What do you mean by that?
What?
What the?
You're insane.
Ooh.
You're insane.
Ooh.
Don't major in minors.
Me.
Don't spend all your time focusing on minor things. You're crazy.
Yeah. Shit, nigga, you said it.
This guy needs to be put on a watch list. But anyways, then you need to take action while embodying it. So whenever you're taking a particular degree of action that is reflective of you entering a desired reality, and as I said, extrapolate this to whatever it is, make sure that while you're taking that action, you're combining it with the claiming that you are it right now. I can't tell you what that is, only you know what that is. But go across your beliefs, emotionally charged thoughts, your identity, your focus, so on and so forth, and then choose thoughts that reflect it and claim it now while feeling that particular degree of emotion. And if you do that, then what you're slowly going to do is to alter the causal events that lead to the materialization of reality. And when you do that, you're going to have a much easier time maintaining it, because you're not going to feel this particular degree of resistance or struggle because you've done it where you needed to do it. Pause. And yeah. Happy New Year's, niggas.